Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Gloomhaven, where our little group of three is headed out to an arcane library. I think, listen, there's a lot of important stuff going on, but I found a weird book, and I want to pursue the directions to the treasure that we found inside of it. So, I guess first we have a city encounter here to have. As the daylight fades, you find yourselves wandering through a half-crowded market street, browsing wares. Hey, over here! You turn in the direction of the voice to see a filthy vermling. Vermlings are small, right? That's probably the wrong level of vermling. That's probably the wrong voice for that. Yeah, you grim-looking chaps. I have something you might be interested in. The vermling holds out a piece of metal covered in sludge. I found this in the sewer. Writing on it I don't understand, but I know it's valuable. You can have it for 10 gold. Okay, well, it's probably trash, but yeah, whatever. You hand over the gold and take a hold of the piece of garbage. Amidst troubling brown smears, you see a lot of meaningless scratches, likely made by rats and bugs. Yeah, you know how bugs are always scratching metal. Oh well, sometimes the long shot doesn't pay off. Yeah, whatever. Nobody has any money anyway. Hold on. Let's reduce Nice's share. Actually, never mind. I have to. Nobody has any money. That's fine. Whatever. I was going to say we'll reduce his share so that other people could still cover it, but whatever, it's fine. Nobody has any money to buy anything anyway. We're just going to go to this library. Kill the arcane golem is our objective. We know ahead of time. Let's go do that. We have someone who knows about arcane things now. But first, a rustling in a nearby thicket stops you in your tracks. You crouch down and assume a defensive stance. Suddenly, a tiny ball of fur with short, stubby legs leaps out at you. It barks at you twice in an ineffectual, high-pitched tone, and then begins to wag its tail. You relax your weapons. What is such a small, defenseless puppy doing out in the wilderness? Well, this isn't a small, defenseless puppy. This is a wild animal. I'm not just abducting this wild animal. Adorable as the puppy is, you are not the ones to care for it. You're headed into danger, and you can't let anything distract you from the task at hand. It follows you for a while, barking in indignation, but it eventually wanders off. No, that's just like, don't abduct a baby just because you think it's cute in the wild.
It looks like the old writings you found of the mad mystic Moorsbane were true. His ramblings spoke of some great treasure he locked away that would only grow more powerful and valuable with time. The evil bastard is long dead by now. But following the writings, you find the ruins of his once great tower. Now it's little more than rubble. Whatever treasures lay inside are either gone or were buried deep. But you're not so easily deterred. At the base of the hill, you see an overgrown stone door. It is guarded by many menacing forest creatures.
Oh, the voiceover narrator doesn't feel that it's unfortunate. Okay, kill 5 or more monsters during the scenario, or have 5 or more total cards in hand and discard. I feel like with Nice, we do burn stuff quite slowly. Nice is usually the one who has a lot of cards left. So we'll take Streamliner. Loot 5 or more gold piles is definitely rough. Kill 3 or fewer monsters is also, I feel like Billy is really kind of our main source of direct, like, big spikes of damage. I don't think we're going to get either of these. I think if we manage Pacifist, it's going to hurt the group so much. Hoarder might happen. Kill an undamaged monster with a single attack. Seems quite unlikely. Take only long rests. Yeah, I kind of feel like with the Arcanist or Spellweaver, you're encouraged to take only long rests anyway because of how few cards she has. Like, I know you're gonna refresh with the thing, but still, even so, it feels like having a turn where you're not spending any cards every now and then is really important. So we might be able to do these all. Maybe. I think making Nice personally responsible for 5 killing blows is beyond unreasonable. It was a bad call before, and it would be a bad call here. Alright, what do we got? Oh, well, this is... Enemies having 2 HP would have made that Arcanist thing a lot more, or that Spellweaver one-shot an enemy goal a lot easier. The door to the third room will only remain open if the pressure plate in the second, the third room, or both are occupied by a mercenary. Anything occupying a door when it closes suffers trap damage and is forced out. Okay, so door's over there. Alright, 5 or more total card. Yeah. So... This is a thing where, like, actually, for the first time, I kind of wish I had that surplus ammo card. But we're good. Cave Bears attack for like 3-ish. Alright, well, let's do something to try to limit the number of attacks from fairies we have to deal with here. They have an innate point of shielding, which is annoying. It's going to make Dirt Tornado pretty soft. But we can have somebody else line up the... Not really. I guess if I were to move you to, like... If I were to move you to someplace pretty unsafe. Let's say we have the Spellweaver jump to, like, here. And then Impaling Eruption. That could be pretty good, right? That is 5 spaces. No, well, it's 4. Or 3. Can I... Is this... No, these spaces are obstacles. So actually, I can't even get there then if this isn't traversable. And obviously, if we do Ride the Wind into Impaling Eruption, it's going to be real hard for Nice to take advantage of that. That's real slow. I gotta feel like the first turn's play is summon a Mystic Ally, right? We might intentionally go quite late. So let's see here. Nice started so far back. That's really awkward, actually. So what we probably need to do here is... Gosh, I hate to use Massive Boulder as a move with so many enemies around, because like we can definitely get some good spread, but like I think I need that money. I think I need that many spaces. So it's like Massive Boulder. I'm assuming they're going to attack at range. Yeah. So the bears will run forward, and the pixies will just pick us off at a distance. Sorry, forest imps. So we do need to get a move on here. We can't just like slow roll a turn and let them come in at us. We're not going to be able to Forceful Storm 3 enemies anywhere. I think we just want to do a normal, like a crater or something. Yeah, so I think I'm going to lead crater. Or... I have a decent ranged attack that puts up... Well, right, it's the attack off Massive Boulder. I guess 3 movement would be good enough. If I took 2 movement, I'm here, and then 1, 2, like 1, 2, 3. Okay, you know, I can hit people with 2 movement. So maybe it's like Unstable Upheaval as the move. We do Boulder to set up the element for next turn. You are just gonna smash. It's probably not terribly... We definitely want to set up a skewer. So this might be a good time for Leaping Cleave as movement and just... Honestly, like provoking roar on one of the bears or something is not horrible. So if I do leaping cleave for 3 move, I can get adjacent to this bear, not that bear. I don't love that. God, they really set us up in like the worst possible way here. Again, it would be so nice if you got to determine your positions on the starting spaces. Oh, you do? Okay, it's not, but you left click instead of right clicking with the hero selected. And also the game never tells you you can do that. I might go so far as to say that's an objectively wrong implementation, but at least it exists. There's a lot of things this game does where it's just like, yeah, the players don't need to know about that though. Like, the only reason I knew that this was connected to the piece, that this mission was connected to the piece of loot we got, was because the words Arcane Library popped up very, very small over the chest during the mission. Like, in the real game, obviously, like, you would get a card or something that represents the piece of treasure. So that you would have, like, an obvious object in your hand that's, like, forming the connection between these two ideas. In the digital implementation, they don't really feel the need to provide most of that stuff, and I find that very strange. I think I'm going to, now that we know we can start here, is definitely a little bit more interesting, and I wonder if the play should be like move 3 into a leaping cleave to smash these dudes. What do I have as far as move 3 goes? Yeah, we could bottom half a fatal advance. We'll see if that lets us go early enough. Yeah. So this cave bear elite is marked as an elite. Is elite not, does elite mean not normal, or does normal mean non-boss? I love y'all. I'm gonna apologize in advance here. I'm just gonna Google something real fast. Fatal advance. I'll just get this directly. Okay. Elites are not normal. The types of enemies are normal, elite, and boss. In the physical game, you can tell what type of enemy an enemy is by the color of its stand. Normal enemies have white stands. Elite enemies have yellow stands, it says. So I guess the way they've chosen to portray that in this implementation is the circle, probably. And that's good enough, as long as there's like a visible detail that says this is not normal. So then we're definitely not going to use Fatal Advance for its attack value. So yeah, we'll lead that as move, and then we'll leap and cleave. Fatal Advance is such a good card. And then you are now in a different position. I would love it if you could ride the wind. Fire orbs is a little awkward. And the thing is, if you're moving 4, like, this is pretty dangerous. But I am definitely thinking about like fire orbs from here, which could actually hit 3 enemies. 3 meaningful enemies even. And like Fatal Advance on just the cave bear, just do 9 damage straight up. Certainly wouldn't be terrible, but I think we're gonna probably not do that. So if I do this, we have you make a normal move into Massive Boulder and stand here to protect her from the elite bear. I feel confident we can do this then. So we'll go Fire Orbs and ride the wind. And we'll just see how things unfold. And we'll summon our ally next turn. The ally only has 2 HP, so summoning it around this number of ranged attacks might be a bad idea anyway. Okay, we even get brute first. Cool. So the Cragheart's turn is to unstable upheaval to here. And then we're gonna massive boulder. So my plan with the brute was to move to here and attack these two enemies. But you know what? I'm gonna target here. We're gonna see what happens damage-wise. Maybe the brute's attacking these two instead. That's pretty good. I feel pretty alright about that. Part of me does want to do the fatal advance here. But you know what? Let's save the cards. I will also provide cover for the spell heart. Good. Actually, that's an interesting question. Do I want to stun? Do we know for sure that we're not going to be facing a bunch of unstunnable elites inside? I am going to go ahead and just swing the Warhammer right now. Okay, a decent open, I think. Okay. Let's do some fire orbs. So, you're getting targeted for sure. You're getting targeted. This one is stunned, and I wonder if we could just wait. Like, maybe I should throw damage at... Yeah, let's try to burn out the bear. And I'm gonna go ahead and goggle. This is like a really good... This is a great attack for goggles. This is exactly why you buy your goggles. Okay, almost. Sufficient. Okay. Can't buy luck, but whatever, it's fine. And then... This does burn the card. And what are the odds that I'm actually going to be able to get into a position... It is looking less and less likely that I'll even be able to... Your attack range is 3, so you're going to attack from where you are, probably. Yeah, the more I look at this, the less I think we're going to be able to get his good attack off anyway. So I think I might even back up. Well, Mystic Ally... Aid from the ether. Mystic Ally is a bottom half, so I do want to be in range to shoot people. I don't want to have to move again. So maybe just move to here. All right. That's fine. We'll deal. I really like the way healing and defensive decisions interact with the timer here. Like I think the system of burning cards to prevent damage and burning cards to use effects, like that whole core system I think is like really excellent. It's very strong implementation. This has gotta be a dirt tornado turn, right? We probably do like rumbling advance. Not because I even want to rumbling advance, but because we want to go as early as possible. And we just like drop a dirt tornado right there, buffed up with the greenery. You are going to not get a very exciting skewer. So that said, I'm in a position where like one of those spare dagger turns wouldn't be unreasonable. Do I want to just do like warding strength spare dagger? attack, and we'll just try to clean the corner out ourselves. I have a heal on the bottom half of a card, don't I? Maybe we lead Earthen Clod instead. The intention of standing still, healing self for 2, and then doing that. And then you, like I said, we're planning to aid from the ether, burning this card. So what do I want to... Do I just want a mana bolt? I probably want a flame strike. Yeah, flame striking the bear. Right. Let's hope that this doesn't end up getting my Cragheart killed. Because that would be bad. Ooh, the bears are going real early. Okay. Well, let us burn a card. Probably... Gee. Probably Avalanche. And the immobilization doesn't really matter for this turn. It's not too bad. Obviously, blank a point of damage whenever you can. Again, immobilization, not a big deal this turn. So let's start with attack 2 on the bear and see if we get there. Our attack deck is pretty positive biased. We have 5 bad cards and like twice that many cards that will result in a kill. Sufficient. All right. Now on this one, we do have to +1 at least to get the kill, but that is still well over a third of the deck. So fingers crossed. Hell yeah. The brute is laying it down. All right, now we get to make some people's lives miserable. I only have 1 legal target, so absolutely use this. Damn it. Well, we're gonna not be successful. Crushing Grasp? Maybe Crushing Grasp. Yeah. We're gonna not be able to hold on to that goal. Okay, I'll take that. And then you just... Good. Attack a different target. I love it. Love to see it. Okay. Heal self for a small amount. And then for sure it is time for the Dirt Tornado. We are 2 attack on each of those fairies. So all I need to do is get a not negative. Anything that doesn't reduce the damage of the attack is good enough. Hell yeah. And the bear is muddled. Fantastic. Because we got to get out of here. We got to get on the other side of this encounter like real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you have a move 4 left? Do you have a move 4 that doesn't burn? You don't. Well, do you have a top half of a card that does anything? Any enemy who targets one of your adjacent allies with an attack this round targets you with that attack instead. So no is the answer. Yeah, I certainly don't want to burn Trample. So I think what we're probably doing here is stopping on this gold pile for the turn. Try to get our hoarder thing happening. And this is like one of the rare turns where top half of a card loot actually would have been meaningful. If we're going to do this, what's the card that I'm most comfortable with dropping? See, the other thing I could do is heal. but I can't heal and also move. I would love to heal my pal, but Provoking Roar is a pretty good card to have around. It's probably like Shield Bash is my movement. And then another card that I don't think is terribly good. Yeah. Just kind of wasting time here, unfortunately. You are going to probably do Impaling Eruption. And then also like Mana Bolt. Yeah. Mana Bolt for the heal on our Cragheart, I think is wise. And the Cragheart is not going to Opposing Strike. This will be a bad time for Opposing Strike. We could Crater, just try to drop that thing. I can Sentient Growth. I wish I had another melee attack. But unfortunately, we've dropped Crushing Grasp already. We could put up Opposing Strike. Right? It could be like Opposing Strike and Rumbling Advance to heal myself, or Crater to try to rip a kill on that thing. I actually think that's pretty okay. Opposing Strike is going to leave me a little lower on cards than I might like, but we are going to get healed. I don't think I'm going to have to burn so much. Gosh, maybe I do just heal. Killing enemies is really important, though. Alright, we get to go before the Cave Bear at least. The Cave Bear is going to do a wound. Well, maybe it's not, in fact. Because our ally always draws X2. Cannot be stopped. Alright, Cragheart's doing a ranged attack, so it's definitely better to hit this one. Target all enemies on the path, not all things on the path. So we don't have to hit the Cragheart. You are a jerk, but that is still sufficient. The wound will kill the thing. And yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I do this. Stop and grab some loot, and I guess. But they really did not design very many animations, did they? I gotta say, like I've heard a lot of people okay, poisoned both of them. That's annoying. I've heard a lot of people describe this. Do I want to change this now? I mean, I certainly want to hit this, and I certainly want to consume the earth, even though we don't really get anything out of it because of the XP. But now I wonder if instead of burning this card, I simply move. And when I say move, I mean do nothing. Because the bear's dead. And I've already lost 2 cards that I would have preferred not to lose here. I think I just skipped the movement. Spellweaver is bringing that value. Okay. So. We can provide a little bit of healing to the squad if I am smart about this. So, what do you have movement-wise? You have a move 3. And a card that's not going to do very much. We'll say, for right now, Provoking Roar. But we may as well get you to place early. So he's going to move to here. She is going to... something like if she ends up here or something, then we can do that move and heal allies thing and get them both buffed back up to full. Well, actually, it'll just remove her poison, which is actually better. The only heal I have left is on the bottom half of a card. That's annoying. She can move up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, I like that actually. And then yeah, we will just skip attack. I'm acting like she has a choice. She's just gonna long rest after this anyway, so it's all good. And then I want you to sentient growth for sure, and we're going to also rumbling advance to heal self to clear poison. Yeah. Skip the push. Skip the attack. Mystic ally. Toward the summoner. Skip. And we're not burning time here to collect loot. We are moving as efficiently as we can. It's just that there's very little to do right now. 2 gold is a little, like, I'm a little back and forth on whether I think that that's a good way. 2 gold is such a small amount that it doesn't really incentivize you to actually act on it. And maybe that's a good thing, because it would be a real bummer. Yeah, skip the attack, please. It would, of course, be a real bummer to have the gold feel vital and to have it be such a pain in the ass to pick up. All right, so you're going to long rest. Do we want to long rest everybody? So I'm long resting you as well. Is this a good turn for you to kick open a door? It's not exactly the moment where we have to long rest. We don't have any idea how many enemies are going to be in this second room. Of course, the other thing we could do is take a turn to pick up loot and then short rest on the next turn, right? I think I'm going to do that. We're at 3 gold piles already then. I mean, the obvious downside is it puts him in kind of a weird position, because all I have is move 2, so I can't get to that gold pile, so I have to stand further back from the door than I'd like. But he's going to have to short rest afterward, so... And he doesn't need any health, but if I long rest, I get my hide back. You know what? I am going to take the long rest. We're just going to... Everybody's going to take a breather here. So what card do we most like burning? Like eye for an eye, probably, honestly. Okay, you actually need the healing pretty badly, and I think in your case, we're probably cool losing, like... Unstable Upheaval is cool in theory, and I like having a 13, but it's something I rarely find myself wishing... Like, I rarely wish I had that card. Alright, and you are going to just lose not reviving ether. The most important thing is that it's not that one. Flame Strike is definitely a less compelling card when you can't produce fire anymore. We still have somebody missing a ton of health, so I do kind of like Freezing Nova. I'm going to drop the Flame Strike. Okay. Let's open it up. So I'm going to have the Brute. This is probably like Spare Dagger and like Overwhelming Assault, or I'm going to go Spare Dagger, Fatal Advance, I think. Just 4 steps into the room and then throw a knife at somebody. And then I kind of want everybody else to go after that, I think. So we'll do like Ride the Wind into the appropriate position, setting up the stab. And we'll just Mana Bolt after that. Which would be like a really unimpressive Mana Bolt. I don't actually want to stop next to somebody. And you... You only have to move 2 to get in the doorway. And that might be all we do. Let's just move 2. I don't want to use Sentient Growth until I know what we're targeting, because I think it's so potentially valuable. Like, we'll Rumbling Advance Massive Boulder with the intention of using the not top portion of Rumbling Advance. Yeah. Okay. Let's go find out.
The door nearly falls off its rusted hinges as you push against it, allowing you to make your way into a waterlogged tunnel beneath the tower. Scanning the room, you immediately see words scratched deeply into the stone wall. I am a monster. I am evil. I am soulless.
Okay, so whoever's in here is really into emo. Like, feels like Midwest emo. The next 2 spaces are trapped. So it looks like there's no enemies in here either. And that's the pressure plate. I kind of feel like we should just make the move. Like, not everybody has a jump that they can afford to drop all the time. Oh man, there's another necessary trap, and then one more after that. There are 4 traps that must be triggered. This shit sucks. And they're all 3. Oh, these are stun traps too. Okay, well then I can't do better than move forward 1. And stun condition is removed. So okay, he doesn't even process the stun now. I want to throw knife at trap. If you think a knife can't activate a bear trap, you just throw it harder. Fine. Yeah, and he'll be stunned for his next turn. That sucks a bunch. Well, that does change things a little bit for me. I think we're now using Massive Boulder to step, and then we're healing the Brute. Or healing the self? Maybe healing the self. Yeah, actually heal self, because the Crag Heart's gonna eat the next trap probably. And we incidentally set up a long jump move for our yeah, so I'm just gonna get all the way in here, I guess. It's an unfortunate time. Okay, so the Cragheart has a jump, but it's a burn. So, like, the question is, am I cool just eating 6 more trap damage to maintain cards? I think the answer has to be yes. And I have no more top of the card heals. So we're gonna have to just walk into something dumb. I can sentient growth into that trap over there at least and give this dude back one of his HP. And then I don't know. Forceful Storm as the thing we don't do. You still have to burn 2 cards on a turn where you're stunned, really? That's fun. I guess. Okay, your jump isn't a burn. So you can get past the trap without having to burn anything. So we, I guess, just like burn the slow cards. And you go stand on the pressure plate. Yeah, and I think I have to cast Reviving Ether already. I don't love that, but I think that's where we're at. Okay, so this is a move.
The door swings open to reveal a pristine library with a massive stone golem at its center. Surprisingly, the golem speaks in a gravelly, hard voice.
No. Why have you come here? I have destroyed all there was to take. Why do you force me to kill?
All right, I'm catching shit for a lot of stuff here. Wait, are you allowed to? Yeah, okay. Why do I even have to select buttons? I'm stunned. And it makes you press skip ability multiple times, and what on earth? Alright. You get to step on this. Wait, it stuns me out of things that happen automatically on this ability, and then it's also going to take my entire next turn? That's a hell of an implementation for stun. Most developers are like, hey, stunning effects are way too powerful. We probably should do something about that. But not the developers of Gloomhaven. Like, hey, do you think we could make the stuns more debilitating? Just like warp the entire game around stunning people even more? All right, man, you got a leaping cleave. I think we have no questions about this. Sadly, I can't really do anything else that will matter. Now, you must be a boss, right? You're immune to swap. And again, it has a differently shaped indicator here. So I'm assuming it will be immune to Fatal Advance, you know? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter what else we do. I probably want to keep warding strength up to actually play the bottom half of it at some point soon. So shield bash is pretty good. The thing's not immune to stun. I guess I am playing Skewer. Losing the top half of Skewer. Okay, that's fine. And then you can... So, moved to the nearest unoccupied hex. I'm assuming if I were to close the door on the Library Guardian now, it would be pushed this way, which is not really what we want. So... I also can't attack it. So I think what we might be doing here... 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, it's 5 spaces away. What we might be doing here is just sitting on our hands for the round. Which I don't love in terms of, you know, costing me more cards over time. What do I need to hold on to? The Flame Strike Fire Orbs combo is going to be tough to pull off here because of the timings, so... Where's the... There's a pressure plate in this room? Okay, it's like way back there. Yeah, alright, so I think she's like spending Flame Strike and Ride the Wind to do nothing right now. And I don't think we're getting our 5 gold piles because of the fact that we were told there were 3 rooms and I was not expecting there to be 2 enemies over those 3 rooms. I guess what I should have done with her is I should have planned to go slow, right? I should have put up Ride the Wind. Yeah, this is kind of silliness on my part. Because this thing's going to fly forward. Well, whatever. Skip attack. Skip movement. Just hold down that plate. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm jumping directly into it. Yeah, that's not... This isn't 3, this is 4. Counting. It's a challenge. We could just rest again. Like, I could move 3 now to here. Short rest. Pull Leaping Cleave back up. And then the Cragheart can go ahead and spend the jump because it doesn't matter, right? Like, at that point, it's okay to burn the card. Yeah, I think that's what ends up happening. Yep, no, you're good. Skip attack, it's all good. Definitely don't drink Healing Potion. One thing I'm actually pretty curious about is whether the golem is going to walk through a trap. I assume it will, since it wants to get to us and it takes almost no damage from them. Yeah. Oh, the trap damage is not reduced by... Shields must say... the effective shield must say attack damage on it or something. Okay, so... 5 or more total cards in hand. There's no version of this where I get to deal any damage, right? But so like the question is, do I long rest now, or do I sort of basically like burn time and long rest next turn? I think I just long rest now. You are going to Fire Orb and Impaling Eruption before you hit your rest. And we're going to short rest the fighter to just jump over the trap, which means we cannot allow Leaping Cleave to get burned. So, of course, that's the one that will get drawn without question. It only lets me get 3 spaces, so this is like spare dagger into Leaping Cleave. Although, actually, it's probably the other way around, right? Well, no, because I want to give them a target to attack. So he'll jump in as heroically as possible. Not able to kill the fairy before its turn. That's annoying. Okay, so that strengthened. He was stunned by the trap. This doesn't matter. It'll fall off when the stun falls off. Come on, show me at least 3 damage. God damn it. This fucking dagger. I need to buy a new knife. It's always like this with the knife. So you're going to move and also fire. And I would love to hit both of them. So I guess I gotta move to like here. And as ever, we goggle. Okay. The Cragheart's gonna drop. Like, Rumbling Advance is probably... I think it's probably Rumbling Advance. It could be Opposing Strike. I don't intend to get meleeed by this thing very much. It sure does have a lot of HP, though. There's something to be said for the ability to deal 1 damage at the bottom half of a card to a thing that has 2 shields. It's probably worth thinking about. You know what? I will drop Opposing Strike. Alright. Now she's going to long rest to maintain her perk point. I definitely want to stop here and skewer. So that's only 2 movement. I don't necessarily have to do anything terribly fancy. I might just lead skewer. We have no idea what's in this thing's deck right now. You want to believe a creature like this is mostly going to be pretty slow. But it's hard to say for sure. I'm going to lead skewer. We're going to try using Fatal Advances movement. We're going to learn some things about this deck. And you are going to Crater Jump. You're pretty okay with going slow off the Crater Jump, I think. And... well, like a Rumbling Advance heal... So leading Rumbling Advance and Crater, jumping to like here and healing the Brute before he runs into melee is probably sensible. And it gets my, okay. Retaliate and Retaliate range. This is not a bad turn for that to happen, because we're only planning to attack him once. Oh, right, I forgot about this. Well, sorry. You're probably not getting past the traps anyway, so... we jump to here so as not to deal more damage to our friends. And there you go, an amount of damage that makes it okay for you to just walk into that, that Retaliate. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. It's only 3 damage. Not that I can even get 3 damage out. Okay, and then she just long rests for the turn and... we certainly don't want to lose... So I could lose Ride the Wind at this point, probably. Impaling Eruption is good damage. Flame Strike... Flame Strike's a lot less interesting because we'll never have fire again. But it is too. It is the one that has the attack on the bottom half. I think I'm going to drop Ride the Wind. Okay. So we do have the element. I don't need the element as much as I used to. Right now we have 6 cards, and I think Streamliner I think is probably lost. Massive Boulder's pretty rough. Sentient Growth is pretty rough too. Like, how likely are you to get any actual damage through that? So I think we need to approach to a place where I could potentially use Earthen Clod. Well, it's still attack, like all this attack 2 stuff. It's going to be really difficult to deal damage with attack 2s. I don't want a Forceful Storm right now because Forceful Storm is probably the last activation we have for Skewer. So I'd like to actually get it. We probably want to Shield Bash here. And like this is probably a good time to go Shield Bash and put up Warding Strength. He's not immune to stuns. And then you're going to probably she's the one who ends up using the green. Right, we just Mana Bolt this dude, and also like, it wouldn't be the worst thing to, well, I was gonna say it wouldn't be the worst thing to Freezing Nova our compatriot there, but I should probably watch out for cards that burn right now. So in fact, what I probably want to do is take a step forward, right, so that I'm in range of the bottom half of Flame Strike. And if I'm gonna step forward right now, I guess it's Freezing Nova is what I used to do it. This will hit from a distance though. And then, yeah, you're just like advancing. This will get a heal onto our friend. And then I Massive Boulder. That's why he needs the heal. I think so. Okay, he's taking damage over time. He's going to attack for 5. Flame Strike is a base 3 attack. It's actually not going to get any better than this. I may as well just Eagle Eye this attack. 3 is the best we're doing. Alright, there you go. You got to dig for those X2s, right? And then this we take as just a step forward. Now there is a treasure chest in there. We could obviously get it. This doesn't feel like a real concern. We could try to drag the thing back in here to fight. I don't know. Okay, pretty good. The stun actually hits. I put this up to try to survive. Yeah, I'm really happy with Sentient Growth. Sentient Growth was a great pick. What a good card. I can only take it, huh? That's interesting. The effect on the card we just used said the next 6 sources of damage, not the next 6 attacks, could be reduced. So I was really that should have let us reduce that. I didn't realize it was a lie. I guess the dirt tornado just to muddle is good, and then like, so then we're also doing earth and clod as like, honestly, as move forward. If I'm gonna do that, maybe I do it late. Let's let the golem focus on the brute for the turn, and then this turn we are doing impaling eruption and flame strike. I guess that could be late. The thing is, if I let him do his thing early, then he consumes the earth element and she puts it back up, which I actually kind of like. And you aren't doing anything terribly fancy. You're just hitting with provoking roar. Well, the attack off of trample pierces 2 shields, though. The attack off provoking roar is also good, but yeah, we're doing this. Okay. Attack all adjacent enemies. Well, this would have worked out badly for the Cragheart either way, because that attack is slower than our slowest thing. So I think we're gonna... Any enemy who targets one of your adjacent allies with an attack this turn, or this round, targets you with that attack instead. I think I'd rather let the damage spread out. I think that's better. You motherfucker. Yeah, just don't do anything is better than using that card. Yeah, and then this is probably not going to do very much, but we'll muddle you at least. Okay, I hit for 1. Dude has 25 HP. I can push him onto this at some point during the fight. Do I want to step adjacent now? Like, maybe I don't. Maybe it's just a heal. I was going to step in so I could start doing melee attacks. But perhaps that can wait until next round. Yeah. So it goes. All right. This is a burn. She is going to sleep. That's happening. -1. Come on. I need some X2s on these 3s. Well, that was a useful round. Great job, everybody. Okay. Right, it gets to move first. Yeah, that's fine. So you're gonna rest. I think we want everybody to just long rest all the time now. Because it has cards in its deck that deal damage to it, right? Although it is also only going to deal massive damage to us at all times. So let's lose... Fatal Advance becomes less and less valuable. I think let's lose Fatal Advance. We might lose Dirt Tornado, honestly. It's like anything that can do an attack of more than 2 is super valuable. And anything that can't is kind of garbage. And that means all of these cards are like more or less equally bad. I still like the rumbling advance thing of just being able to deal a point of damage for free. So like Earthen Clod becomes pretty soft. Sentient Growth at least gets you a heal while it's rolling the dice on its attack. Dirt Tornado has the muddle. That's something. Massive Boulder is staying for sure. It's the only attack that pierces the shields by default. And as such, I think we are dropping Earthen Clod. And here it is. Freezing Nova? I don't really want to be adjacent. Okay, and she's just about out of time. So I dropped all of my melee attacks. The bottom half of Forceful Storm doesn't do anything anymore. So this is a time for doing the top half of Forceful Storm, probably. And if we're going to do that, I want to move first. Right, I want to step so that I'm not taking disadvantage on the attack. We're probably looking at using, like, I want to use Rumbling Advance to move in, but this might be a time to use Rumbling Advance, just like the bottom half of it, or the normal move tool of it, just to step backwards. I think I'm going to, yeah. So that's as fast as I can go. If I do that and I open with Skewer, I'll get to consume the air off of that immediately. And then I might even want to do, well, the thing about the trample move through is that it's going to put us in the wrong position. You know what, I'll just do Spare Dagger off of it, but I'll lead with the Skewer so that we get the element up. And you are going to do the only thing you can do with this turn. If I have him move back to here, he can set up an element for her as well. We could go bottom half of Flame Strike, top half of Mana Bolt. Okay. So, we do Rumbling Advance to here. Skip the rest of the movement. Skip the ability, create the element. Then we Forceful Storm right there. Disarming this nerd and also setting up an element and also hopefully drawing an X2. Let's see that X2. Alright, well, we're trying. And then we use our minor stamina potion to pick back up Rumbling Advance, I think. Just like trying to stay in the battle long enough to make a difference here. Alright, X2. Ah, damn it. We had these times when it would be really good to draw it. And then this is likely to do nothing, but it was worth taking the swing at least. Better than the bottom half of any other card we could have used. And you will use both of your effects. Wow. That's really something. And then this is probably going to do nothing. Less than nothing, in fact. 1 damage. Okay. Yeah, this thing's health is a problem. All right. I think we're going to lose here, but I think I know what we're going to do next time. So, massive boulder sentient growth, right? Yeah. There's no reason to try to slow roll it. You're actually dead. And you get to perform trample. And I guess I should lead with the provoking roar. We're just going to do nothing with provoking roar. What did you play? Ah, a classic target all adjacent enemies. Okay, that's something. That's some damage. So the Cragheart was going to move in. Honestly, I might still just do it. Show me X2. Yeah, there we go. I will receive damage 1. The thing is, it's so valuable to heal the brute, and the Cragheart, I think, is going to die anyway. Oh, well, if I don't block this space, the golem just walks here and hits every... Yeah, no, this is definitely better. This is worth it. So finish moving. Heal my allies. And then take a swing at this guy that can deal at most 1 damage on a +2. Okay. That's a bummer. But, you know, not hugely unexpected. Okay, it's not too bad. The thing is, I don't think we have the ability to do it anymore. But what I'm going to try to do next time is try to get him in the doorway. Like, we have to slam the door on him over and over again. It's the only way to do enough damage, I think. So you're gonna rumbling advance in dirt tornado. You're going to long rest. Yeah, because I think we got to be pretty careful about what we lose. All right, man's attacking for 5. That's actually fine. Him attacking the Cragheart is it's entirely good. So we just move back here. Come on, good roll. Good card draw. Well, you know, it's damage. Can't be too upset about that. Anything that deals damage is good enough in this situation. All right, we long rest. We lose. So all I have left is attack 3s and a disarm. And I think it's the disarm is what's got to go, right? Nothing matters more than hitting him for actual damage. All right, you get your long rest on. Or... because, like, health is a problem. We are going to have to start making more aggressive... What's the card I'm afraid of losing? It would be bad to lose Massive Boulder. But I could re-roll a lost Massive Boulder off to... The thing I'm thinking is a long rest probably doesn't get the Cragheart back up to having enough health to survive a hit without having to lose a card. So if that's the case, then we should short rest. Because he's going to be the one who runs out of cards first in either case. Yeah, I'm going to short rest. I think I would rather lose this card than have a chance of losing Boulder. And then we will I think it's like Rumbling Advance as heal plus Dirt Tornado as damage. And you go Trample as attack plus Spare Dagger as attack, just like Hope. Yeah. Okay, a ranged attack with a pull. Interesting. Not necessarily what I was expecting him to do. Come on, X2. Darn. We might get it. It's still possible that we get him. If I back up, then we could do the bottom half of Rumbling Advance a little bit more safely. And then he gets disadvantage on his ranged attack. Well, no, then he just hits me with it. Yeah, never mind. Just roll the dice. He doesn't have to declare. Oh, he gets disadvantage on attacks anyway. Right, yeah. Do I healing potion? No. Okay, I don't even have to block the other point. Well, let's start with this. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking I could Rumbling Advances heal. The top half of my card is spoken for. I think it does end up being productive to take the move. It's like a point of damage on the boss is so valuable. And now you must rest again. So what you're doing... These are the same. Are they, though? No, they're totally not. Okay. So are you long resting? Short rest is going to lose me one of these two cards, neither of which are... I can re-roll it. You know what? I'm short resting. Or I can remain active as a target for another turn. We lose Massive Boulder if we get hit. Yeah. I will burn Rumbling Advance. That's fine. There's a little bit of a shame that it means I move on 82. Okay, so you might just be dead. You may not get a turn. We're going to skewer him. -2. The cruelty. Oh, right. I'm immobilized. So these were the same. He's swinging for 4. I'm going to go ahead and drink this. I'm just thinking about the math on the remaining hits. Hey, what a surprise. Even when muddled, he's getting massive damage. Who would have thought? Is the muddle better than potentially 1 damage? And also I'm dealing 1 damage to my friend. No? No, I don't think so. Because, like, damage is so valuable. There's a pretty good chance here that we just don't do any damage. Okay, we got 2 in. That's nice. And you are dead, but you may as well hang out. And we are getting real close. Does it make sense to long rest here? Yeah, because there are cards that are much worse to lose than others. I think it's actually Spare Dagger, as good as Spare Dagger generally is. Because I think we want to do a Leaping Cleave into a Skewer at some point here. Like... And we want Trample, obviously. Honestly, maybe nothing matters except playing Trample over and over again. We can Trample and then Leaping Cleave away. And then have... Well, then we have to rest. And then the next turn... Yes, I think I'm dropping Spare Dagger. And I think it did matter. So, go ahead and perform your fake long rest. It is absolutely still possible to win this. But we're in the place where the only thing that matters anymore is luck, which is not a place that I like very much. Okay, so it's Trample and Leaping Cleave, which unfortunately leaves us acting on 54. And he of course, does his pull. Yep. You got it. Congrats on your +1. Okay, so this kills him or we lose. Cool. He still has the card in his deck. Like, we do this, and if he draws the card that deals 1 damage to him, he dies. Okay, we win. Right, because I can burn 2 discarded cards. When does it check if I'm exhausted? Is it now? Or is it on my turn? Like, what actually happens here is a really good question. Well, the mission's over. But also I'm exhausted? Okay.
On the golem's limbs begin to fade, and chunks of stone fall from its frame as it utters 2 more words. Thank you.
Yeah, the writing is...
Rummaging through the library, you find a journal detailing how the golem was given intelligence and the capacity to learn. What it learned, however, was that it was a soulless monster, and that it could not connect with anything else, since it was commanded to never leave and to kill all intruders. You also find a glowing power core inside the golem's body.
I bet whatever was in that treasure chest was pretty cool. Alright, well, we did manage to do a single combat task. And we just barely... Again, like, I really, really don't feel like I won that, though. It's like the combat deck... You pick a strategy, and then the combat deck wins or loses the encounter for you. And you can adjust here and there, but it's very random. There's some really cool system design. Some really, really cool stuff. Okay, so we got a power core. I don't know what to do. But there's also some stuff that is, like, crazy. Okay, so it gives the ability to summon a steel construct. The steel construct will tend to move toward its summoner unless it has the ability to attack people. It can only fight in melee. It has no range. So it would seem to be... Also, it's very valuable. Huh. Maybe we give this to the Cragheart? I don't actually know how the activation of this works either. Maybe we just give it to Crystal, because having more bodies near Crystal is a good idea. Just people to cover. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Well, that got pretty long. Because it turns out enemies with shields on them are not more dangerous. They just drag the battle out. And dragging the battle out is a danger, but it's not like a fun danger. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we'll be back on one of our other quests. I wish I'd gotten to loot that chest, but we needed literally every card we had for fighting the golems, so there was really no way that was ever going to be. But what if it was yet another side quest within a side quest, telescoping down forever until you just have all of the XP? Imagine. Anyway, come back next time for fighting something different, and we'll see you then.